almost time to end an era for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. We have reached 100 races and we will celebrate here at the Temple of Speed. The 27 there, Freddie Slater, has become our champion, but Matteo Palo will try and crown himself vice champion today. He needs just the 1 point to do so. Freddie Slater, though, he became the 5th champion yesterday. Who will join him on the championship podium is the question. That is what we will decide today. Welcome everyone to race 2, round 10. This is the 100th race in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. And we come back to conclude this 5th season where we concluded our very first back in 2021 at Monza. Gregoire Saucy was our overall champion that day. Isaac Hadjar was our rookie champion, and RHGP were the team's champions. Gregoire Saucy now racing in the World Endurance Championship, Isaac Hadjar in Formula One. They've gone on to have some great careers already. Freddie Slater has become the overall drivers' champion. Dion Gauda breaking the records that has been set by other rookies in the likes of Isaac Hadjar and all the others that have followed. He's become the rookie champion. Did that with an 8th place finish yesterday. It's now a case of who's going to be the other drivers on the championship podium. Matteo Palo just needs a single point to confirm himself as vice champion, but the race for 3rd is very interesting. And the race for the team's championship is very, very interesting as well. We've got a bit of a delay, so a bit of time to talk you through all the complexities that can happen. And it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Chris McCarthy. It's been a pleasure to be here from the very first race and all the way throughout the seasons as well, calling it along with George Morgan as well. It's been a real pleasure to be part of this championship. And now we come to race number 100. Celebration took place in the paddock yesterday and will continue throughout tonight as well when we have the awards ceremony. And Freddie Slater, he won't be done here. He took pole position earlier and he'll want to go match the record that Gregoire Saucy did in 2021, taking 8 wins in a single season. Rafa Kamara took 7 on his way to the title last year. Can Freddie Slater do that? However, this is Matteo Palo's home soil. Maurizio Salvadori of Trident is in today, and Matteo Palo wants to win in front of, I have to say, the biggest crowd we've ever had for an autograph session. They were applauding Matteo Palo as he spoke to them earlier and addressed the crowd, and he will want to now go and give that crowd an Italian win to celebrate. We will talk a little bit about the team's championship shortly. I believe we will be hearing from Matteo Palo now, so let's get down to the grid with Laura and Palo.
So Matteo, the championship has already been decided, but you have the chance to close in a high.
Yeah, luckily yesterday was not our day. Many things out of my control didn't went in the right direction, so yeah, not much I could do. But today, yeah, we have the chance to finish this really good season on a high, and we will try everything to do it.
Good luck.
Thank you, Laura. Good luck to Matteo Palo indeed. Now, the race for the team's championship is on. The race for 3rd in the championship is on as well, and they're both very interesting. First, let's address 3rd in the championship, shall we? Claro, 8 points behind Enzo Deligny. However, Enzo Deligny is going to start on the outside of row 10. Claro is much further up the grid on the inside of row 5. A top 5 finish for Claro, as long as Enzo Deligny does not score, would be enough for him to give Van Amersfoort Racing their first overall championship podium, and Matteo Palo giving Trident their first overall championship podium as well. So Claro needs to move forward and just hope Enzo Deligny stays out of the points. And in terms of the team's championship, there's a 32-point split between RHGP, who lead, and Prema, who are chasing. RHGP need to score 12 points. The top 2 cars score, but Jin Nakamura is on row 6, and the other cars are down on row 9 and row 10.
You know, Ivan, you won a race in the first round. You could win again in the last one. So what's the plan to make it happen?
For sure, the plan is to win the last race of the season. Yesterday, I missed the victory, and I will do my best. I will do everything to win this one today and finish on a high my season.
Thank you.
So as I mentioned, RSGP need to score 12 points. That's if Prema are to go and score the 33 points. That's what Prema needs to do. Prema needs to get 33 points to win. So Freddie Slater, it's all on him. If all the cars were essentially to stay where they were, if we were to go off and all stay in single file to the flag, Prema would win this championship by a single point. So there is work to do for RSGP. That's all I'll say. We have to keep an eye on things. Prema would win this by a single point. So let's go and hear from Nikita Bedrin. He's got a chance to get a first win today on the second round.
Yeah, exactly. So your first chance to win, your last chance to win your first race. Maybe it could happen.
Yeah, it's Monza. A lot can happen. We just need to make sure we stay out of trouble and do everything with the head. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lara. Yeah, a great chance for Nikita. He found a good pace in the car. There's Jin Nakamura leading the charge for RSGP. If you're wondering what happened to RSGP, just a disappointing qualifying session. They want to add to that 2021 win. They lost the 2023 championship at Hockenheim on the last lap. Kimi Antonelli stole it from them. Can Freddie Slater be the one who takes it from them? Let's go and hear what the champion has to say. He's with Lara.
Freddie, you already won the championship, but maybe you can help Prema with the team championship.
Yeah, that's the main goal here. I'm just going to try and get on with it, and yeah, hopefully we can score as many points as possible and bring the team championship home, and that's the main goal now.
Thank you, Lara. Yeah, that's what Freddie Slater's goal will be. It really needs to get a win to give them a good shot at this and a realistic chance. So, and he talked so highly of his team after winning the championship yesterday. His journey will fully come to an end with him when he does Macau later in this season, and he'll be hoping to add to his victories there. So our champion on the front row, with, I'm sure, vice champion to be, as long as all goes well, Matteo de Palo. Evan Gilter looking to try and get a win on the second row with Nikita Bedrin, trying to get himself onto the podium. The star of the show for me in quali was Jan Shurovsky, the Polish driver. He's with Rashid Al-Daheri, who needs to stay where he is or move forward to help Prema try and win that team's championship. Then a rookie champion, Dion Gauda, with Eddie Robinson, who's had a superb end to the season. Pedro Clero then needs to get to the top 5. He starts on row 5 with Taito Kato, Jin Nakamura and Michael Beloff next. That's Clero fighting Enzo Deligny to get onto the championship podium. He, Yamakoshi, Nandavud Bilumbakti, row 7, 2 drivers bound for F3. Ricky Liu and Giovanni Maschio are next. Nandavud was testing F3, I'll say so. Let's see if he does go there. Row 9, Kanato Lee and Akshay Bora are next. Thomas Dolchemanis and Enzo Deligny trying to hang on to this third place. Let's see if he can do it. He is going to be on row 10. Then we have Ania Frey and Edo Borgner on row 11. Yaroslav Veselau and James Agozi. It's been great to have him with us towards the end of this. He's been very impressive. I hope we see him back next season. Next along, Sakirama Sergi is next in 25th place. No Jack Beaton out there for the race. Okay, that is the 25 drivers all on the grid, ready to go. Race number 100. Really excited for this one. Let's see what happens here at the Temple of Speed. I hope we have a clean run of things. Looks like all the cars are set. We began our journey in Italy, in Imola. Race 1 was there. It was won from pole position by David Vidales for Prema. Alex Quinn finished in second. Hadrian David, who is here coaching Enzo Deligny and has had a superb season winning the Le Mans Cup. He finished in third. So will it be a similar story? Will it be in Italy, a Prema driver winning from pole position? Let's find out, shall we? They're off for the formation lap.
As the drivers start to get temperature into the tyres throughout all the races actually here this weekend, there has been a struggle to get tyre temperature in. Now, Chris McCarthy will be commentary as well, because I'm, as those people that are watching the stream, I am currently eating, so it is a bit of a problem. But yeah, Freddie Slater, Matteo Palo, Evan Gilter, line up 1, 2, and 3. Actually, I think I stand corrected. I think it's Enzo Deligny. For those people that were listening to through the grid, someone could probably tell me that. But track temperature sitting at a beautiful 21 degrees. It's going to be a bit of a struggle to get tyre temperature in this one. With the low track temperature, that is. In race number 2 here of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Should be very good to see what happens through this one. Freddie Slater, though, he will take us away from the grid and lead us down into turn number 1. In the Ford Championship, we did see a lot of action down there at turn 1. Huge crash that actually caused a red flag in that final race. Big brake failure for, I think it was, not Rashid Al-Dahiri, it was Saka Al-Moshri. Big brake failure, straight through all the bollards down there at turn number 1, which was just a few moments ago, which has actually caused the delay, and has practically body rammed to the side of another car. And for the 3rd successive time this season, we've had a huge incident off the start. For those people that were at or were listening through on the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix weekend for Italian F4, there was a huge crash there. And once more, at the Temple of Speed, the Temple of Speed brings on a huge crash. Hopefully, we don't get that here in FRECA. But yes, Freddie Slater has already been crowned our champion. Race number 1 is when he took that away. And he's gone back-to-back on the pole positions here this weekend. He took pole in race 1, and he's taken pole here in race number 2. Going to be very interesting to see how this is going to line up. For the first time this weekend, for the first time this year, I'm going to let Chris McCarthy take the start here. Let's see what happens off the start of this race.
Currently, they're all out of the points. They need to get into the points. So we are watching for Jin Nakamura, the 11. We're watching for Akshay Bora, the 31. We're watching for Enzo Deligny, to 23. Of course, Enzo Deligny needs to try and get in the points to cover off Pedro Claro if he's to move forward as well. We'll keep an eye on it as the race develops. Let's go for 100 times in Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. To the left of screen is Matteo Palo.
And it's lights out, and away we go. What a start from Freddie Slater. Matteo Palo is right to the left-hand side, nearly took out his championship rival. They run side by side as they run down into turn number 1, or will they? Matteo Palo now to the outside, the Italian, who will break late into turn number 1. Who is the apex first? It is Freddie Slater, who has a slight lock up into turn number 1. Hopefully we don't get a copy of the 4 race, and looks as if we don't, but there's a bit of front wing damage on the car. Further back, is that Akshay Bora? That is Akshay Bora with front wing damage. 30 minutes plus 1 lap. And, well, what a hectic start. Matteo Palo cut across Freddie Slater and tried to take him out. He now goes to the outside. Freddie Slater covers and sits in the middle of the road. Many a car's trying to make overtakes as they head down into second chicane. And once more contact in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. That is one of the blue RSGP cars spun right around down there at the second chicane at the Variante Roncha. And what an absolute crazy start, Chris McCarthy.
That will be the team's championship with RSGP. The gap will be too big of a gap to bridge with just Freddie Slater. The 32-point gap, he won't be able to do it on his own. No Jack Beaton Racing, and Rashid Al-Dahiri has been spun at the second chicane, and RSGP now, even if they do not score any points, it will be theirs. We can see some of the cars working forward, so our focus now moves to the fight for third in the championship. Let's see where Claro is. As I said at the start, he needs to get into the top 5 positions. He's in the top 10, he just needs to now move forward. What a shame. for Rashid Al-Dahiri, not just for the team but for his race as well, as they head through Parabolica for the first time and down the start finish straight. And scanning the mirrors there is Slater to Palo in second, Bedrin in third, then Shilter Shirovsky is the lead rookie as we head through, and Nakamura has got up to P6 into the first corner.
Up the inside of Matteo Palo, has gone straight on at the chicane. That's a real problem there. Now, does he give Evan Gilter that position back? Was Evan Gilter ahead at the apex, or was it Matteo Palo? The Italian has gone straight on. Where has he ended up here? I think that was Matteo Palo, who went straight on at the first chicane there. No, he hasn't given the position back. He stayed second. Now, I'm not sure who was ahead at the apex there. Was it Gilter or was it Matteo Palo? Bit of dust being kicked up there at the background. That's Peranzowski kicking up a bit of dust. He sits fifth. The best first ever rookie performance that we've seen in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Freddie Slater, this is the restart. This is the start here. And that was Evan Gilter cutting the chicane as well, who sat third. And there's the contacts there with Akshay Bora, the Indian driver. Sadly, with no front wing, and we'll have to box to get a new one, and that is Rashid Al-Dahiri being spun around by one of the RSGP cars, the Yasmarinian driver. Not having a good start to this race, but we continue on. Lap 2, 26 minutes and 50 seconds to go, Chris McCarthy.
And I wouldn't like to stab a guess either. Down to Parabolica then, Slater leading to Palo, Gilter, Bedrin, Shirovsky, the rookie, who's been so impressive this season going with them. Let's watch for Claro trying to make places. He needs to get to the front of this queue and chase after that lead 5. Out of the final corner, down the start-finish straight. Remember, they have 5 push-to-passes to use on their steering wheel as well. That becomes active after the first lap. So they will be able to use that now, and Claro will be saving that up.
Big lock up.
Oh, Taito Kato has gone grass cutting at the first corner. Taito Kato going straight over. Al-Dahiri kept going, by the way, but he's down in 24th place, well off the back of the pack. He would need a safety car and then an almighty climb back through the field, and it just seems too much for him to do for me.
It indeed does. Bit of defensive work there from Ricky Liu, sitting P12, covering off Michael Belov, who sits P13 on this grid at the moment. The race has calmed down. Freddie Slater's pulled away 0.8 of a second. That's the sort of thing that we've been expecting so far in the Formula Regional European Championship. Is Freddie just seems like he has so much pace. And he just doesn't have the weekend to burn it there. Nikita Bedrin sits there, P4. Peranzowski, who has had a really good qualifying in the final round here. This is his rookie debut of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. And for those people that listen on, you just know how competitive this championship is. And for a rookie like Peranzowski to be scoring points on his debut is quite impressive indeed. Here he is on screen, 2.8 seconds off the lead of Freddie Slater. He definitely doesn't have the pace to be battling Freddie Slater, but he definitely seems to have the pace to be battling people like Nikita Bedrin, who is very experienced. He's been in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine now for 2 years, so very experienced in this game, and knows exactly what he's doing. And as I say that, slight lockup as he hits turn number 1. Side by side and cutting the chicane is another one of the RSGP cars there. That is car 35. That's Edu Robertson cutting the chicane. And in the process, Michael Belov looking around the outsides. And his teammate Akshay Bora, the Indian driver, had got spun lap number 1. So he's dropped right back down to the back of the grid in car 31. Now, for the switch back for Michael Belov. They're going to run 3 wide. Surely not to first Lesmo. Surely not 3 wides. Surely they don't do it, but somehow Michael Belov gets the move done. And Robertson now is just up in front of him. He'll be a threat. Very much a threat. Here in race number 2 of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Who's just up in front. They'll be chasing him down. And there's Peranzowski. Possibly using a push to pass here to try and get past Nikita Bedrin, who just sits up in front of him. Meanwhile, that lead gap has stabilised, 0.5 of a second. Here he is, Prenzowski. Now coming out of the parabolica. Getting a good exit. And now for that run down the back straight. Front straight, I should say. Does he use that push to pass? He definitely used it down the back straight out of the Variante Ascari. Turn 10, turn 8, 9 and 10. That what feels like never-ending chicane when you're in the car. The Italian Matteo de Palo sets fastest lap of the race, 1:44.9. Of course, fastest lap point still introduced here in the Formula Regional Championship. Here, car 55, Dion Gauda. He's made his way back up the field, up in P8. But yes, Freddie Slater is very much, well, Matteo de Palo, I should say, has stabilised this gap. That's a 0.5. 1 second back is Gilter. And then Nikita Bedrin, followed by Prenzowski, who is, I'd say, closing up onto the back of Gilter, but he's lost ground. 1.5 seconds is that margin. Here, King Nakamura Berta, who we've just seen wrap the E4 Championship up just a few moments ago in race number 3. He sits at the moment, King Nakamura Berta. He will be sitting in P7 for the moment. 21 minutes and 20 seconds to go, plus 1 lap. Does Matteo de Palo think of a move here at some point in this race? You'd think he would. If there is a safety car, that is Freddie Slater's worst enemy right now. If there is a safety car, it can be his worst enemy. Freddie Slater, he's the slowest in a straight line down before you hit the first chicane there. And meanwhile, Pedro Claro, Darren Gauda, and Hideo Makoshi, 3 experienced drivers in this championship going at it. Ting and Tong as they head down into turn number 1 and turn 2. And now on the exit, turn 3. This is Curva Bisano. And braking into the Variante della Roggia, more or less known as. King Nakamura about to covering around the outside. Contact with Pedro Claro. And Claro now goes straight on. Now, who was ahead? Either way, I think Pedro Claro might have to give that position back. I think King Nakamura Berta was ahead. I'm not sure. Meanwhile, Dion Gauda to the outside, pulling out. Left, right, looking for an opportunity. Surely they don't go side by side into the chicane here, into the Variante Ascari. It's very risky. They run side by side, nearly contact King Nakamura Berta and Dion Gauda. Race control will definitely have their thoughts on Claro cutting the chicane down there. Either way, if you do take the not so much cutting section of the circuit, there is a bit of road that you have to take when you go off there at the Variante della Roggia. When you go off there at the della Roggia, there is a certain piece of road you have to take. And if you don't take it, it's classified as cutting the corner. If you do take it, not so much classified as cutting the corner, but still, who was ahead at the apex? That's the real question. They run 3 wides as they head to the braking zone. King Nakamura Berta, Pedro Claro, and Dion Gauda, they run 3 wide. Guess it's in behind. It's Yamakoshi. Sorry, is that Yamakoshi? It is. Yamakoshi is caught right onto the back of this. Claro, Gauda, side by side. The 2 teammates, the MP Motorsport cars. Side by side. Who's going to be later on the brakes? At the moment, it seems as if it's going to be Claro who keeps P8. I say that, it's for the moment. Coming into the first Lesmo is a pretty good overtaking opportunity. Not many corners you can overtake. I say that, there's turn 1, there's turn 4, there's turn 5, there's turn 6, there's turn 7. And if you get it right, if you get the grip, if you have the grip underneath you, you can get it at the parabolica. But the track would have to be very grippy to do that. And even the tyres, you'd have to have them in an operating window to do that. We have seen that in the E4 Championship so far this weekend. Claro pulling out, looking for a move. Sorry, this is Pranzowski getting moved done on Taito Kato. He's hung it right around the outside there at the parabolica, and Taito Kato will get the move done on Pranzowski, but he will have the slipstream as they hit turn 1. Pranzowski pulling to the outsides. Surely he wouldn't use a push to pass. Now, sticking outside Pranzowski, and very good job there from Taito Kato actually to hold on to that position. Meanwhile, Claro and Gauda are hammer and tong as they hit down turn number 1. You can see them in there in the background. I think there was a bit of contact heading into turn 1, but Freddie Slater, meanwhile, margin has pulled out 0.7, 144.7, I should say. It's that fastest lap of the race there, Pranzowski. He would be very happy with his performance. Even at the back end of the year, he scored himself 23 points. 23 points is a huge margin in this championship. At best. Nakamura Berta. Pedro Claro. Now, Keane has actually dropped back quite a substantial amount here. He's probably got a car problem here because that's 4.7 seconds that he's lost to Pranzowski. Actually, no, I stand corrected. He's still in this battle with Claro, Gauda, and Yamakashi. So he hasn't lost any time. I thought he was losing time to Claro and Gauda, but he hasn't. He stayed in the leader of this train. Has King. And now out of the parabolica. There. Bedroom. Left. Right. Trying to break the slipstream to Taito Kato. And now Taito Kato looking to the outside there on Bedroom. Would be his best points of the year. Kato, if he can, of course, keep this position. Here, Nikita. How's your weekend so far? It's been good. It has, actually. I got back on Saturday afternoon from my holiday. Taito Kato now to the outsides on Nikita Bedroom. And he's off the road on the dust. There's not much grip out there. And Taito has given that position back smart. But, oh, that was close. Yeah, that was very close. He gave the position back to the point where he dropped back behind. And he tried to look up the inside at Lesmo, but it wouldn't happen. Definitely didn't happen. Nice. Yes, indeed. Very nice. I got back yesterday afternoon. And now I did do a bit of streaming whilst I was away. On Monday, I did stream FRECA. Race 1 and qualifying. And I did stream E4 Race 1 on Thursday. Which is left me with E4 Race 2 and E4 Race 3. And Race 2 for FRECA. Which is... It's been quite a calm weekend. It's not too bad. Not too bad indeed. Taito Kato now back up the inside. And that was actually quite an easy move. That was strangely easily for Kato. But has he done that purposely to get slipstream. And now he's going to be using push to pass. You would reckon there, down the back straight. You would reckon he'd be using push to pass. Taito to the left. Back to the right. Squeeze to the grass. Lock up. Taito Kato. Bedroom. Trying to have that opportunity. Pranzowski behind. He'll be taking any opportunity possible. Freddie Slater once more back with the fast lap. 144.794. Bedroom back to the outside. Kato defending. Squeezes him left. Gives him enough racing room. Back around the outside. Nikita Bedroom. What a move. Once more covering. Peranzowski now to the outside. They're 3 wide as they head into Lesmo 1. They were nearly 3 wide. And Taito actually nearly pushed Peranzowski off the road to the point where he had no room left on the outside and was nearly in the grass and in the barriers. That was really close between these 3. And this is really good battling. I like what Taito Kato did, or what Nikita Bedrin did, to squeeze him to the point where he gets enough room. I think Nikita Bedrin here was purposely moving Taito Kato off and trying to give him enough room, give himself enough room, because Taito Kato was not leaving room down there. He was not backing out. So he squeezed him, and he eventually got the move done at the Roger chicane. After the parabolic on these 3, and they're 3 line astern, you could spread a blanket over these 3. They're separated by less than 0.2 of a second. Pulling out to the left, Bedrin, Taito Kato, outside. Does he keep the position? Slightly locks up. Kato. Now Peranzowski. He looked to the inside there. It wasn't going to happen. I can tell you that much. Neither of these 3 are leaving enough room. Neither of them. They're on the ragged edge. Now it's the braking zone for the Roger chicane. Outside Taito Kato. Inside Bedrin. He's covering. He's nearly made contact. And he has made contact. He's off the road. Oh, you're kidding. Oh my God. He's gone off the road at the Roger chicane. And I think, well, yes, that's race over for Bedrin. Now, was that a matter of not leaving enough room there from Kato? Has he left enough room? He squeezed. Oh, okay. So, I don't... It's questionable. I mean, if there was an onboard view, you'd be able to get a lot more from that. But it seems as if maybe a bit of suspension damage. Maybe those 2 have made wheel-to-wheel contact. You wouldn't be completely sure, to be honest. You'd have to get a onboard shot of that. But Bedrin just looked as if he just drove straight off the road, or unless those 2 made wheel-to-wheel contact for him to go straight off the road. But that's very unfortunate now, Nikita Bedrin. Stuck. Only has got suspension damage. That would explain that. He's got actually quite huge suspension damage on the right front of that thing. So that shot, very good camera shot there from our cameraman. Just identifying where that damage has come from. But the first safety car of the race has just been called for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. And race 100 has brought some pretty good racing, actually. And it's going to bring even more. Because if you thought that was it, well, what the safety car does if you're new to racing, it bunches the field up. Now, I was mentioning a lot how that margin was building between Freddie, Slater and Matteo Palo. When the safety car comes out, it tends to squash the margin because it's like squashing lemons. It just gets squashed. There's nothing you can do about it. And now that 1.7 second margin Slater had to Matteo Palo is no longer. It's about 0.2, meaning off the safety car restart, there's going to be a big advantage the way of Matteo Palo to try and get by possibly. And what Freddie Slater would have done is he would have saved 1 or 2 push to passes for this very moment. He would have saved him. I'm 100% sure Freddie Slater here would have saved push to passes to battle with Matteo Palo. Just in case, of course, this almost predictable safety car was going to come out there. But what we've seen in the E4 Championship is that the recovery crew do a very good job at quickly recovering these cars. At least that's what we've seen so far this weekend. And look at that. 1 lap, half a lap around the safety car, and safety car will be in this lap. What an absolute amazing job there from the recovery crew. We're going to get back to racing. We've been under safety car for 34 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. And already Race Control have made that call. Safety car in this lap. What an absolute stunning job from the marshals out here at Monza. They've always been a very good recovery place in terms of recovering cars. And support action like this deserves green flag racing all the way through because it's always interesting. Just like, of course, the other categories that race here as well. With the Italian GT Championship. Porsche Carrera Cup Italia. Of course, Italian GT, the main thing. They've got their 3-hour endurance race. And heck nah, I am not streaming that. The commentators are Italian. Who do you think I am? Freddie Slater, I'm weaving left, weaving right, weaving left. And he's done exactly... Oh, what an absolute restart. That was really good there from Freddie Slater. He caught me out. What a restart. He was weaving left, weaving right. And when he got back to the left-hand side, he put his foot to the pedal. And now it's go for Freddie Slater. He's caught Matteo Palo out. And it's go. He's done so many different relaunch techniques this weekend. And that has probably got to be one of the best we've seen so far. As now, heading to the first chicane. Freddie Slater, Matteo Palo. They all went through. Oh, there was a bit of contact and that was cut off. One of the RSGP cars cutting the first chicane. And that is Akshay Bora trying to remake positions 2x2. Stoltramanes and Ricky Liu. Here, car number 74. That's Prerenzowski cutting straight on. There's about 3 cars that have cut straight on, actually. Back to the outside for Taito Kato. And this battle's reliving. But it's with Kato, Prerenzowski, and Kin Nakamura Berta. This battle has come back to life between those 3. Except it's without Akshay Bora. Sorry, not without Akshay Bora. Yes, it is true. Wait, no. Don't mind me. My brain is just not braining. My brain is just not braining, like it always does. The cars now make their way through the Variante Ascari. And out the other side, the cars now making their way down the back straight and into the curve of Parabolica. Who's that? Moving aggressively to the right-hand side, covering off positioning. This is Biran Bhakti and Al Moshri. Side by side, Parabolica. Does that always work? Definitely not. If you get away with making a move at the Parabolica, you're the luckiest man alive, because normally you don't come out the other side of it alive. And I'm not kidding. I refer back to Formula 3 days where a car... Oh, contact! And that is with Akshay Bora in the fence! And there's going to be a huge crash here. Oh, okay, that was really lucky, actually. That could have been so much worse. Incoming cars. Borgner involved. Aldahari involved. Lechner. Sorry, Yamakashi, Gauda, and Deligny. Enzo Deligny is out. Meaning he's no longer in the hunt for 3rd position. In the championship. It will go the way of Evan Julter. Matteo Palo, though. At this point, he can keep 2nd position in the championship. But Julter is out. You are kidding. There he is. There is Borgner. Sorry, Akshay Bora. Once. Oh, wow. What absolute awful luck. What awful luck. Here's the replay. Genza Motorsport come to the outside and... Yeah, okay. So there was a car that just went straight on. And Bora, completely unsighted, and has just rammed. And there will be definite chassis damage. Sorry, I think that's Hiyu Yamakashi. That is. Is that Hiyu Yamakashi? It's going straight on down there. There's Akshay Bora getting involved in what was an incident that wasn't even really his. Wasn't even his. Really unfortunate. But in the 100th race of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, we're coming to a close. It's been an absolute amazing year. Yellow flags waved. Safety car there slowing the field down. Of course, this incident here at turn 2 will need immediate work done. Very good, actually, from the officials not to red flag this, because turn 2 is blocked. But marshals have had very good work at moving the bollards out of the way down there as you cut through the chicane, moving the bollards and just letting the cars cut through down there along with the safety car. So very good job indeed. But safety car has been deployed. Of course, not the last stream of the weekend. We've got a Just Chatting one. And along with the cable loop challenge that will be live on Tuesday. Wait, no, lies. I tell lies. I tell lies. I tell myself lies. I tell myself lies. It's Monday. It's Monday. I think it's Monday, at least. So, not last streaming of the weekend, but it is the last stream for the Formula Regional European Championship Alpine. Last weekend of the year for 2025, and then we move into bigger things for the Formula Regional Championship. Yeah, I thought it's Monday as well. It is. I think it is Monday. I think it's Sunday. Sunday for you guys, Monday for me. Or early Monday morning for Elizabeth. And for Thomas, it could still be Sunday. That's stingy. I don't know how you end up doing that. That's really strange. But yeah, so I was on something. FRECA will not be the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. It will be the FIA Formula Regional European Championship next year. So it's no longer Alpine that will be supporting us in 2026. It will be the FIA. What's strange? That's just the time zones. Like, you know, you're in Monday and Thomas could be in Sunday. Like, oof. Or you both could be Monday. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I can't wait for New Year's. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I think I might have glitched my way out of the ban for, like, the social media ban. But I'm not going to say anything. We'll talk about that in the Just Chatting stream. We'll talk about that later when I go live for the Just Chatting stream. 30 seconds to go. I think we're ending on a safety car here, ladies and gentlemen. So it's either... Oh, sounds good. I know. I might have glitched my way out of it. I'm not sure. But I might have. I say might. Might. But yeah, we'll talk about more of that later. In Travis News from 6 p.m. Sorry, no, I'll shut up. Yeah, we'll talk about more of that later. Yeah. And then I'm also thinking of doing a video for FRECA. Like, recapping the season. Maybe that's not a bad idea. I might do, like, 2 videos for that. Not like 2 separate parts, but, like, a recap for E4 and a recap for FRECA. I think I might do that. For, like, a video I can produce. But the crowds have absolutely turned out. They are waiting for the Italian GT Championship to come on. Of course, we've got Porsche Carrera Cup Italia still to come for their final race of the weekend as the sun sets there in Monza. But the Italian GT Championship is almost certainly going to bring on a show. 3 hours of GT racing still to come as the fans line up in crowds at the driver's autograph, according to Chris McCarthy, who says that, well, the biggest crowd there has been in a while for the Formula Regional European Championship Alpine, just for an autograph session. It is really awesome to see, and really awesome to see that FRECA are moving into different ways. No longer being supported by the Alpine Academy team, they will be supported by the FIA. We could turn into the FIA FRECA Championship, or more or less known as the FIA FREC Championship without the A. The A at the end of FRECA is Alpine. That's it for the people that are done. That's for the people that didn't know that. It literally says it in the title. It says it. F-R-E-C. There's a B there, but that's by A. F-R-E-C-A. Wow. FRECA. I guess they could have called it FRECA. FRECA. Oh, awesome. Yamakashi caught up in that incident there. Hopefully, I think we're going back to green flag racing. We're going to get one lap of racing here, ladies and gentlemen. I think safety car is in this lap. Or we could be ending on a safety car. I could be wrong. Oh, and we will be ending on a safety car here. There is a car that has stopped. Yes, that's very unfortunate. The race will finish behind the safety car. Wow, that's really unfortunate. To end off the 100th race in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. There's a car stopped at the first Lesmo. Man, that's a bummer. So we won't even get one lap. We won't even get a one-lap shootout to the checkered flag here. We will be ending on a safety car. Oh, man, I was actually excited to see like a one-lap dash. I wanted to see if Matteo Palo could actually put on some pressure, but I guess we won't. I guess we won't see that. I guess we will not be seeing the action. The one-lap dash, but here the final lap of the race is underway, and the cars making their way into turn 1 and turn 2, turning left, then quickly turning right. Then quickly heading into turn number 3, which is the Curva Pisano, before then hitting turn 4 and turn 5, of which is the Variante della Roggia, before once more another sharp right into the first Lesmo, then sharp right once more into the second Lesmo, turn 7. In a Formula 1 car, it's 4th gear, but you're averaging about 5th gear as you run now out of turn 7. You then hit the Curva della Stalingo, the back straight on this circuit. Then the fast Variante Ascari. It's 8, 9, 10, and your 3rd gear in a Formula 4 car like this, straight through 8, 9, 10, fully, nearly flat. Then back straight, before then hitting the brakes real hard into the Parabola car and letting the car drift to the outside of the circuit, getting the power down and shifting gears up. 5th gear before you cross the line, and that is a lap of the Monza circuit. And there's only 11 corners, but it is very much classified as the Tempola of Spedalo, as you would say in Italian. Temple of Speed. Tempola of Speedo. It's Italian and English mixed in one. It is Italian and English mixed into one. Very cool. Very, very cool indeed. We didn't get the one-lap dash, but we certainly got an amazing 100 races of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. And we say bye-bye to Alpine, and we bring in the FIA coming into 2026. It's going to be exciting to see what happens in the future for people like Freddie Slater, and see where he goes in his championship hunt to wrap up Formula 3 and Formula 2. Of course, Formula 3, they return to Qatar in 2025. They've still got 2 rounds to go. 1 round, sorry. They return in Qatar. Formula 2, on the other hand, I will be streaming that. They return to Qatar and Abu Dhabi for the final 2 rounds of the championship. Freddie Slater will maintain speed to the line. He cannot overtake or speed up, more or less. Well, he can speed up, but nobody can overtake him, as we're still under yellow flag. Freddie Slater will take the final race of 2025, and in the process, well, he's already taken the championship, but has bagged the championship of 2025. Congratulations, Freddie Slater. You are the champion of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. What a year, what a season. and it's all wrapped up here at the Temple of Speed. What a year. Wow. Says hi to all of the Italian fans here. What a year, Freddie Slater. You, my friend, are going to be a force to be reckoned with. If you hear that name in Formula 1, I think you might know why. He's wrapped up the Italian F4 Championship. He wrapped up Formula Regional Middle Eastern. He wrapped up this championship. And now he's going on to even better things in Formula 3. With a new system that he will have to get used to, DRS. Oh boy, that will be exciting. But 2025 is done for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. My thanks to all the people that have joined, even if the races were sometimes boring. No, I'm not ending stream, so don't freak out. Don't start crying, be like, oh, I can't survive 3 hours without you. But yeah, don't start crying. We've still got the podium celebrations. Freddie Slater and the Italian Matteo Palo for the last time this year. Evan Giultier, Tata Kato, Jan Prerozowski, Jin Nakamura Perta, Pedro Claro, Michael Belov, Thomas Delchamanes, and Akshay Boa, the Indiano driver, in position 10, scores points on the final round, the final race, and the 100th race of the FRECA Championship. Can you believe it? We've still got the Formula Regional Middle Eastern Championship to do. James Goski, Ricky Liu, Giovanni Maschio, Edie Robertson, Saka Al-Moshri, Nandav Birambakti, Rashid Al-Dahiri, the Yasmarinian driver, Yaroslav Veslau, Egwar Borgner, and Kanato Lee. And our retirements, Enzo Deligny, Hiya Makashi, Dion Gauda, Enya Frey, and the Italian Nikita Bedroom. The British driver, though, for the last time I'll probably call him this, Fast Freddie is once more fast again. Freddie Slater is not only your world champion, but he is your 100th race winner of the Formula Regional European Championship Alpine, and he will go into the Hall of Fame of FRECA when, of course, in 10 years' time, we re-mention him. When we've got other champions in this very position, and he will be in Formula 1, and rethinking back to these days of when he was in FRECA. But picking up all the rubbish and all the rubber that is on the outside of the circuit there, where there's actually a very limited amount here, because of course the track has been thoroughly swept throughout the weekend here at Monza, leaving almost no rubber behind on the outsides of the circuit. The Italian GT crew, though, they make their way out of their bunkers and over to celebrate our champion of FRECA. It's a huge crowd down there. Over to celebrate Freddie Slater. Let's celebrate with Chris McCarthy, and I'll be back for the outro.
In the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. And that was absolutely perfect. Well done to him. 8 wins in a single season has only been done once before, and that came the very first time we did it. Freddie Slater now does it again. Well done to him. Gets the most points in a single season as well. That's a record to him, and picking up the Teams Championship board. We've got RSGP there as well, who can go and celebrate that. Celebrations beginning for them. We've got Akshay Bora beginning the celebrations, but there's Jin Nakamura as well, also celebrating. Well done to Jin. He's going to be off to. He's graduating next season, but can end his time in this championship with them. He's helped them pick up the Teams Championship. RSGP, it's been a long time waiting. They fell just short in 2023, but RSGP now have the Teams Championship. Well done to them. RSGP have, after missing out in 2023, have retained the Teams Championship for the second time. After winning it in 2021, they now win it back in 2025.
Amazing year indeed. The French team, RSGP, rebagged themselves a Constructors' Championship. Akshay Bora and Jin Nakamura. What a year. What a year it has been. What a year. Sad to see it end, actually. I mean, you know, I was cheering when it was going to end, but, you know, now that you think of it, it's like, 2025, it's gone so quickly. We're nearly at the end of the year, ladies and gentlemen. We're nearly 2026. We're closer to 2030 than what we are to 2000 and what we ever have been. And that is just underlying the facts here. Jin Nakamura, of course, all the main game drivers, all the non-rookie drivers are going to be very happy. They will move up past rookie level and into the main championship. The 100th race kicked off, and it was a very good start from, as we take a look at the highlights, very good start from Freddie Slater, who converted off the line, battles further back, 4 and 5 wide, like we're expecting. You can see there a few cars off in the grass, but Freddie Slater, he took the lead turn 1. It was quite questionable, actually, but it wouldn't last long, with front wings flying almost everywhere. Bits of debris. Lap 1 wouldn't actually last very long either, because we've got a few Prema drivers, Rashid Al-Fahari, who almost lost Prema the Constructors' Championship. A few drivers once more locking up. This was the second safety car. Not the second safety car, but a car going straight on down there at the gravel trap. This was the second safety car of the race. Taito Kato and Nikita Bedrin. Taito Kato made contact with the right front tyre of Nikita Bedrin and eventually gave him suspension damage. This was the third safety car of the race. One car locking up and straight into the side of Hiryu Yamakashi, and eventually took out 3 cars out of this race. Then once more, another Sandlock Racing driver went straight into the side of Hiryu Yamakashi. We ended on the safety car, and eventually it was Freddie Slater who took the win, the checkered flag, and celebrated in almost spectacular fashion. And in the process, Jin Nakamura and Akshay Bora took the team's championship for 2025. When come 2026, I will have a brand new setup, hopefully. So I won't be on this sort of janky setup, unlike the one that I had at my holiday place. But yeah, so it has been very good indeed. Hopefully, also next year I will be back on the old OG setup as well. If of course, I say if of course, as the podium celebrations begin, if of course I do get this new setup, I'll have 3 setups. One downstairs, that's my brand new one. Well, technically my brand new one. Then my new one, and then this one, and then the one also downstairs with the PC monitor. Smart. Well, TV, as you would say. Screen. Whatever you call it. 3 setups. Ugh. Yes, 3 setups, Thomas. What are you going to do about them? Sorry. No, shut up. You'll probably beat me up. 3 setups, yes. 3 setups. I'm hoping I'll have 3 setups, because guess what? That's not the only bad thing. I can stream 2 things at the same time. I can stream FRECA, I can stream Formula 1, and I won't have to worry about it. I won't have to go, oh, sorry, I'm going to have to cancel FRECA for another day. I'll have, 2 setups. Hoping is the key word. Indeed. Podium is underway. Let's get the British national anthem. I'll be standing for this one.
That's a really great result for him. Well done to him. Been great to see him back on the podium. Matteo Palo finishing in second. And then Freddie Slater, the second time he's done the double as well. He became the 8th driver to do so. He did it at Paul Ricard, and now he's done it again. Well done. The only driver to do so this season. And he's done it twice as well. Saucy done it twice in 2021. And now he's done it twice as well. So, again, matching a record that Gregoire Saucy done by doing it twice in a single season. And Jan Shadowski, rookie winner as well. Rookie win
Just a warning, please everybody stand for the British national anthem.
as well.
Un applauso al vincitore Freddie Slater, a tutti I piloti del podio che poseranno per le fotografie ufficiali.
Well done to Freddie.
Indeed, well done. And I would like to say, well done, George Morgan. Well done, Chris McCarthy, for taking FRECA this year. And I would like to well done myself. I've streamed every single FRECA round, practically. I missed one. I missed Austria. I missed the Red Bull Ring, but that's fine. FRECA is over, and I would like to say a very good job to Chris McCarthy and George Morgan for doing an absolutely amazing job at commentating. Thank you to everybody that joined through. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Thomas. But that is it for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. We'll be back in 2026 for a new era, and it won't be no longer supported by Alpine. It will be supported by the FIA. What a year it's been, and thank you to everybody that joined. That's it for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Until 2026, it's goodbye.
He is our champion for 2025. Matteo de Palo finishing in second place overall.
Yeah.
That is all for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine era. Thank you to everyone who has been involved in this championship. We get ready for a new era, the FIA Formula Regional European Championship in 2026. A brand new car. We will see you there in 2026.
So that's the 100th race. That is it. I'm going to plug my speaker in. That is it for the Formula Regional Championship by Alpine. No longer sponsored by Alpine when it comes midnight, December 31st. Will no longer be sponsored by Alpine. It will be sponsored by the FIA. But that is it. I would like to thank Elizabeth for staying up late, Thomas staying up late, all these streams that don't become possible without people that actually join. It's been an amazing year for FRECA, but that is not it for all the streaming. We've still got the Blendline TV, all the action through there, along with all of the action through Formula 1 as well, plus the Violet Wealth Sydney 300 and the High Tech Girls Super Series next weekend. Thank you to everybody that joined. I'll see FRECA in 2026. Till then, it's goodbye.